ran away in fear from Chevill, Bane of Monsters. Hello my friends, it's Johnaroth, and today I am playing with a very underutilized commander I think people should play more of, and that is Chevill, Bane of Monsters. Chevill is a very cheap commander. He only costs 2 mana, 1 black and 1 green. And he's a 1/3, which is okay stats, but he does have Death Touch, which means that anything he blocks or blocks him will die during that combat. And at the beginning of your upkeep, if your opponents control no permanents with bounty counters on them, put a bounty counter on target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Whenever an opponent controls with a bounty counter on it dies, you gain 3 life and you draw a card. So basically, you bring out Chevill. Chevill picks a target for you, whatever target you want. It can be a creature or a planeswalker. He puts a counter on that creature or planeswalker, and then when it dies, you get 3 life and you draw a card. So that is a very powerful value effect. Because of this, we have so much removal, because you want to get out Chevill and then have removal on your next turn to start killing off creatures so that you can draw lots of cards. So we have cards like Bitter Triumph, Go for the Throw, Infernal Grasp, Squog Feast, Blood Chief's Thirst, Cut Down, just a ton of removal spells. And also some removal spells that might not seem as intuitive. For example, Hunter's Talent is a great removal spell because target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't. That means because Chevill has Death Touch, or any other Death Touch creature you have, when you use this spell, it does the damage to the creature, but it also inflicts the Death Touch. So you can literally cast this for 2 mana and instantly kill any creature you want and still have the enchantment on the battlefield for 2 mana, which is really cheap. In addition to this, we have lots of green ramp, Lane of War Elves, Elvish Mystic, Utopia Sprawl, lots of other ways to get lands like Farseek, as well as Flare of Cultivation, etc. And then the 4 and 5 and 6 drops, this is where we get all the value from our deck. We have Ice Till Explore, which can get us a ton of lands. Egrix, which is becoming probably my favorite card in the new set, where you can just draw cards off the top of your deck as long as you pay life. We have several planeswalkers like Ashiok and Nissa, as well as cards that can help you close the game like Casualties of War, Lumra, and Astral Titan, which is just Primeval Titan. So let us take Chevill, Bane of Monsters, into the queue and see if we can hunt some monsters of our own. Let's go! Our very first game is against Narset, Enlighten Exile. This hand does have some early ramp. We can get out our commander turn 1, which is pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this. Let's go. Narset is a 3/4, and your creatures have prowess, and when Narset attacks, you exile non-creature, non-land cards with mana value less than Narset's power from the graveyard and copy it. And you can cast those spells without paying their cost. I'm gonna go ahead and put down our Chrome Mox here. Let's get rid of the reanimate. Let's go ahead and get out our commander Chevill. Chevill, I don't know. I'm gonna put down a Wooded Foothills and let's attack. We hit our opponent for 1. Okay, opponent's gonna crack their fetch lands, so we're gonna crack ours right now. I'm gonna go for my Underground Mortuary here. The 1 ring could be pretty good, actually, so we'll keep that. Okay, opponent's going to kill off our commander. Perfectly fine. We'll move him back to the command zone. Okay, we got another land. I'm going to try to cast our commander again, because trying to cast the One Ring is probably pretty risky. Opponent's going to reprieve our commander back to our hand. I'm hoping our commander, or our opponent, casts something this turn. That'd be funny. Let's go ahead and cast our commander again. You're going to counter that, opponent? Okay, our opponent's going to memory lapse. Yeah, we'll leave it in our library. That's fine. I don't want to use the dig up here, because if I do, then I'll shuffle my commander back into my library. Opponent's going to brainstorm. At the beginning of your upkeep. Okay. Come on, opponent, your turn. Opponent's going to cast Fable the Mirror Breaker here. Let's go ahead and get Chevill back. Get him onto the battlefield. Maybe. I'm going to cast Dig Up here. We're going to look for a land. Let's go for a Swamp. And we'll, of course, put that on the battlefield past the turn. Well, our opponent could have killed our commander with Flage. Opponent's going to kill off our commander, so we're going to go ahead and kill off the Shaman token. I don't want him getting the mana. Opponent has a Recruit Instructor. We are going to go ahead and cast the One Ring. We're going to draw some cards here. Opponent gets a Silent Hall Creeper. Let's go ahead and use the One Ring again. Draw some more cards. Let's go ahead and cast Damnation, hopefully. You're gonna invert polarity? Okay. You're still gonna... I don't know what the heck that was, but sure. I'm going to use Dark Ritual. Let's get out Phyrexian Arena to start drawing some more cards here. Alright. Okay, opponent has a Laelia. Hits us for 3. We're going to take some damage here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get out a Gifted Aetherborn. We'll get out a Hunter's Talent, hopefully. We're going to deal some damage to our opponent's creature and kill it. And do we want to draw more cards? I'm getting a little nervous about the One Ring because we are taking some serious damage here. I'm just going to go ahead and boost up our Hunter's Talent a little bit. Hunter's Talent's really good with creatures with Death Touch. One has Flage. He's going to kill off our gifted Etherborn, unfortunately. I do think we might have to use the One Ring one more time. Okay, that helps. It's good to get all those cards. Let's see, we're down to 10, so that's a problem. I'm gonna cut down the cheeky house mouse. And then let's go ahead and get out Liliana here.
A fight?
Kill off Flage.
I've always hated crowds.
And let's pass the turn. We are starting to get really low on life, unfortunately. Making me a little nervous. Can actually exile our own One Ring, which is probably something I'm going to do. Your move, opponent. Opponent's going to kill off Liliana.
That's my cue to leave.
He's going to get out his giant. I'm going to go ahead and draw a ton of cards here. And now I'm going to exile the One Ring so that we don't take a ton of damage. We definitely got our value out of that. All right. Let's go ahead and get out Egrix. And then I'm also going to get out a Terminus. Just keeping the mana flowing. I'm going to keep the Soul Shatter up here. Opponent's going to swing in with the Bone Crusher. We're just going to go ahead and kill the Bone Crusher off. Opponent has a Johnny.
Nothing can break our bond.
Does he have a way of killing a Johnny? He might. Opponent also has Flage, which is unfortunate. He's going to transform a Johnny and probably summon a cat.
Hunt down the deceiver.
All right, what do we do here? Our opponent is about out of cards, which is good. First, let's get out Vraska so we can get rid of Flage.
You should leave before I make you disappear. What can I say?
Takes care of that. Nissa would be pretty strong here. I'm gonna, let's see. I'm gonna first swing in with Egrix at a Johnny. We do get trample here, so he can't really stop that. It's gonna get us some life. We could cast the Bargoyf, but we are still pretty low on life. I'm just gonna go ahead and cast Nissa. We're gonna create a Phyrexian Horror and end the turn. Our opponent has a Ledger Shredder. Here's the point where all the value that we've set up is really kind of leading the charge. Opponent gets Outflage again. Perfectly fine. Put down a land. Let's go ahead and get out Ashiok first. See if we can find something that's gonna help us stem the tide. Okay, let's take the Death Sprout out, and we'll use the Infernal Grasp. We're gonna get rid of Flage again. That's perfectly fine. Ledger Shredder's gonna get a little bit bigger. I'm gonna go ahead and... How much trample would that be? Not enough. Let's go ahead and make another horror here. Let's go ahead and swing in with both of our creatures. And I'm going to give trample to the Egrix here. We're going to gain some life. Do we have a lot of lands in our graveyard? We have one. I think it's probably safer for us just to get some more creatures out here. Just make the battlefield too impossible for him to get through. We can actually use Nissa next turn to give them all trample as well. And that will probably actually be worthwhile. Now, the only way I really see our opponent getting through this is a board wipe or something like that. Opponent has a Mystic Forge, so he's going to get an equipment. He could get some sort of really good equipment here. Going for an Assimilation Aegis here, or what he's going to pick. He wants to take the Egress away from us. Okay. And he's going to equip. So he's going to be a 5/5. But you don't have flying anymore, opponent. Okay. So our opponent could potentially spend some life here. I'm just going to go ahead and block. Opponent will gain some life. Opponent is tapped out, but he's going to dig through time looking for some cards. Opponent's down to 14. Believe our opponent yeah, I was gonna say I believe our opponent already put down a land, so Okay, let's cast Binding the Old Gods to clear the way. Next, I'm going to use Nissa's ultimate ability to give them all trample and swing in for more than enough damage to crush our opponent. It doesn't seem like our commander did a lot that game, but actually he did. He is a cheap commander to get out, and our opponent used up so many of his cards in the beginning of the game, just taking out our commander over and over again, and that allowed us to cast a lot of our more expensive spells to get the value. Our opponent didn't even really get a chance to cast his commander, let alone use it, because of the fact that he was so distracted with that. So that was the value of our commander in our first game. Really good first game. We go first against Ruffine. Connive. Black, blue, white. This hand is... It's okay. It's not really all that exciting, not very fast. This hand is not much better, but we could get out Ripples first and then get out Chevill with Tamiyo as a kind of protection, so I'll go ahead and try it. This is kind of slow, though, to be honest with you. Ruffine is a 1/4 flying ward, and when you attack, the creature connives, which means you can basically like draw cards and then discard cards to make your creatures more powerful. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Ripples of Undeath here. Start cycling through our deck. Ripples is a great card. Just gotta be careful with your life loss. That's the one factor. Opponent puts down... Okay, so as a Dusk Legion duelist. I'm gonna decline on that for now. Let's go ahead and get out Chevill here. We do have a protection spell for Chevill. With the Tamiyo. He's going to try to steal our Chevill, and we're going to protect Chevill, so that does not happen. Let's go ahead and put a counter on the duelist here. We're not going to use the payment. I'm going to go ahead and get out Sorin here. We're going to get out a vampire as a blocker. We'll pass the turn.
You can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
He could get out his commander here. Or he keeps eyeing the token. Okay, so he's going to kill the token and swing in. Perfectly fine.
Wallow in darkness, then.
I'm not going to do any of that right now, because what we are going to do instead is we are going to strip mine our opponent multiple times. We're going to remove... Let's focus on removing all of his lands here. If we can keep the Ice-Till Explorer alive for even one more turn, he'll be out of mana. Opponent is crippled. Ice-Till Explorer, if you have a green deck at all, Still Explorer is just a great card. Allows you to play multiple lands every turn, play them from the graveyard. Just a really good, solid card to add to most green decks. Good game. First against a Johnny. Ooh, very strong commander. This hand has no removal in it at all, which is not going to be good against a Johnny. So let's try for something else. This honestly is not much better. I mean, we can use Chevill's ability to put a token on the cat token, so if he does kill it, we'll gain a card. So that's good at least. I'm going to try this, but honestly, this is probably a risky game against a Johnny. Because a Johnny's a very strong commander. Basically, can make a 2/1 cat. I'm going to keep this hand. Can make a 2/1 cat, and then if the cat dies or any cat dies, then he becomes this powerful planeswalker that can make more cats and blast things from the sidelines. So it's pretty strong. A lot of times people will play a Johnny and then they'll also have removal spells in their hands so that they can kill their own cats and transform a Johnny. That is, of course, assuming that our opponent's actually going to fight us. Is 87 the year you were born, or how long it takes you to do a turn? Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and put down a forest past the turn. The one thing that would make this a really good hand is if we can draw another swamp. Hello. Oh, look at that. Our opponent was there the whole time. What a shock. Opponent has a veteran. We did draw a Fell the Profane, which can become a land if we absolutely need it to. Gonna go ahead and kill off our commander. Perfectly fine. Well, it's going to swing in. Go ahead and get down the Gemstone Caverns and let's get out Glissa or the Priest of the Schism. I think I'm going to go for the Glissa. Let's go for Glissa. Glissa's really good at combat. I did a video about Glissa a while back if you want to check that out. Death Touch First Strike means Glissa can block just about any creature, and as long as it doesn't have those same abilities, can kill them on the spot. Your opponent summons a Johnny.
To the hunt.
Opponent got pretty lucky there. Perfectly fine, I guess.
You won't stand with me. Your enemy. More join our cause.
My opponents are... Let's go ahead and kill off a Johnny here.
I cannot abide this treachery.
We did have to give up a land to do that, but I think it's probably worth it. Opponent brings out a Johnny again. Swings in with 2 creatures. We are losing a lot of life here, but I'm hoping we can turn the tide. I'm going to go ahead and cast Liliana.
I'm looking
And I'm just going to go ahead and kill off a Johnny now.
I command death itself.
Now we are going to be low on life. We're going to take 6 more damage, maybe another lightning bolt or something. But I'm hoping Baragoyf or Preacher can help us get back on board. Come on, Rafa. It's your turn. I do want to point out here, regardless of if we win or lose, you notice how our opponent was hesitant at the beginning of the game, trying to time us out. And then once he starts to lose a bit of his advantage, then suddenly we lose the connection again. It's just really poor sportsmanship. I mean, even the best Magic players lose games of Magic, but don't waste your opponent's time. Don't just sit there and do nothing. I'm just bluffing, keeping this cracked land up. You know, maybe I can turn it into a swamp for a fatal push or something. It's your go, opponent. If our opponent keeps wasting our time, I'll fast forward to the end of this. It's pretty sad. I'm going to crack the land here. Go ahead and get a underground mortuary. Egrix is pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and get out Egrix here. And our opponent ran away in fear from Chevill, Bane of Monsters. Even though you timed us out, did I have fun in this match? Yes, I did. Good game. Well, we do have a delighted halfling. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try this. We're playing against Niv Mizzet Reborn. Niv Mizzet is a 6/6 for 5 mana, and when it enters, you look at the top 10 cards and you get to put cards in your hand. I'm going to go ahead and put down a land here, and let's cast Glimpse the Core. Look for a forest. Just continue to ramp at all costs. In this type of game, we have to be expedient, because if we're not, Niv Mizzet is going to crush us. He's going to get to draw a lot of cards when he casts his commander. This deck obviously doesn't have counter spells or anything like that. Opponent's going to get a land out in the battlefield. I'm going to go ahead and put down a land. I'm going for another forest. Let's go ahead and cast Sorin so we can start drawing more cards. Keeping up the Tameo. Pull that card into our hand. I'm just needing... what I really want is lands. Keep the lands flowing. Opponent's going to try to kill off our Delighted Halfling. We're going to say no. We need our Delighted Halfling. Okay, let's see if we can get another land here. Well, it's not a land.
My ways are not for the weak.
Let's go ahead and use the Delighted Halfling's power to get out Chevill. We'll keep up the Putrefy. I was really hoping we could have gotten a land to use the Casualties of War, but no such luck. Opponent's eyeing our Delighted Halfling again. Opponent is going to try to kill off Chevill. Let's go ahead and kill off the hero. Now he will get another token, but at least he can't deal that much damage to Sorin. He unfortunately does have a lot of lands here, so he probably will be able to get out his commander. Okay, that's pretty decent actually. Let's go ahead and draw another card. We did get another land here.
Nothing on Innistrad is free.
Is this a legendary spell? No. I'm gonna try something a little risky. I really want to cast Let's see if... Okay, that mana did flow through pretty well. Let's go ahead and destroy a land and a creature. We'll destroy this creature and this land, slowing down our opponent a little bit. I'm hoping he doesn't have another land so that he's bottlenecked on mana so he can't cast his commander. Unfortunately, he does have another land. Okay, our opponent's going to kill off our Sorin. This is the problem with...
You will serve me well.
Let's go ahead and get out the Titan of it, Primeval Titan. Get some more lands here. I'm gonna go for a Strip Mine and Ancient Tomb. Our opponent has to deal with the Primeval Titan this turn, or he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Blood for knowledge, a fair trade.
Our opponent's going to cast his commander. He gets a ton of cards into his hand. Luckily, he can't cast any of these yet. Okay, opponent's going to swing in with the Vampire token, hit us for 2. First things first, I'm going to get out Ice Till Explorer. We're going to use the Ice Till Explorer to start destroying some of our opponent's lands here. Let's see, what does he have? What could he do that could destroy our guys? Don't care about that, don't care about that, don't care about that. Okay. Let's focus on just destroying his multicolor lands here. Next, let's take away his black mana source. Next, what we're going to do is cast Binding the Old Gods here. We're going to get rid of Niv Mizzet. We're going to swing in with our Titan. We're going to get some more lands. We desperately need some black mana here. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of those. And then let's go for a Underground Mortuary to Surveil. Utopia Sprawl, really don't need that. Kill off Sorin. And he has to kill our Ice Till Explorer, or he's not going to have any mana at all. Opponent's going to cast Kiora here, but yeah. There's really nothing he can do. On our turn, we're going to destroy 2 more of his lands. Then we're going to swing in with the Primeval Titan, get some more mana, get out Shieldred, and our opponent is dead. Good game. Thank you, my friends, for watching another one of my videos. This one featuring Chevill, Bane of Monsters. And I really feel like Chevill is an underplayed card. I would put his power at probably a low B as far as power level goes. And a lot of the games that I played, Chevill didn't get a lot of chances to put tokens on our opponent's cards and then kill the creatures and draw the cards. Because your opponent is so scared of this card and you gain the value that he'll get killed multiple times. But that's not a bad thing. I found a lot of games our opponent used up their whole hand continuing to kill Chevill over and over again. So when we were ready to cast Primeval Titan or Lumra, our opponent's hands are exhausted. And this deck focuses in addition to removal with value. So you're drawing a lot of cards and you simply outvalue your opponent. If Chevill stays on the battlefield for a couple turns, then you're going to be killing off stuff and drawing multiple cards. So I highly recommend this commander. It's a lot of fun to play. The deck list is in the description below. Please don't forget to like. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to leave a comment talking about Chevill or another commander want me to look into, or why coffee should be served every day for every meal. I don't really care as long as I talk to you, part of the Magic community. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.